I left the Brazil MTC on September 7th from the MTC's in São Paulo, and that's actually Brazilian Independence Day. So everybody joked like, "You're free from the MTC." So we woke up early in the morning in São Paulo, which is a huge city, gigantic city, you know. And we rode on a bus to the airport, and we flew to Porto Alegre. Porto Alegre is the capital of the state of Rio Grande do Sul, which is the state where the Santa Maria mission is. And we arrived there in Porto Alegre and got off our planes, and there were the two assistants to pick us up, and they were there just waiting in the airport, and they brought us over to a little mini van shuttle thing that they had brought over from the mission headquarters. So Santa Maria is right in the middle of the state, and it's about 5 hours away from the capital, Porto Alegre. And so we got on the shuttle, and they just took us off to Santa Maria, and it was about a 5-hour drive. The assistants, to the mission president, they kind of gave us a talk about some of the mission rules and whatnot, talked to us a little bit about the mission. They gave us really good sandwiches. And we just kind of drove through the Brazilian countryside. The land, the region is there's a lot of farming there in southern Brazil. Lots of like alfalfa farming and whatnot, and soy farming. So we'd just be driving in basically the middle of nowhere, just with beautiful rolling hills around us for miles and miles. And so we drove for 5 hours. We got there to Santa Maria, and I got out of the little van shuttle thing they had, and they dropped us off at the bus station at first, so we could leave all of our bags in the bus station, because we'd be getting them the next day when we went to our areas. And I just remember thinking to myself, wow, this city is so small. Because I had just been in São Paulo, which is a city of like 17 million people or something like that. And one of the secretaries, he said to me, "No, man, this city is way big." And I was like, "I don't think so, man. This looks pretty small compared to where I've been, you know, because São Paulo is huge." And so we left our bags, and then we went to the mission president's home and spent some time there. We had dinner at the mission president's house, and we met our trainers who were there, and we had a little meeting there. Then we went to this place that was called the Casa Grande, the big house. And I don't know if they still have it anymore, but this is the secretary's house. And in their garage, they have like 10 bunk beds. And that's where all the missionaries would sleep during transfers or when they're getting on the mission, leaving the mission. And so we slept there. The next day, we went off to our areas. We had our assignments. And so I got on another bus for another about 6 hours to a town called Quaraí, which is right on the border with Uruguay. And that's when I understood what the secretary meant when he said that Santa Maria was a big city, because the city I went to is a city of 20,000 people, which is very small, very, very small, and like nothing around it. All around, just miles and miles of hills and fields for about like an hour each way by bus. So it was very much in the middle. It was a very small town, very far from everything else, and got there at like 1 in the morning or something. That's when the bus got there, and we took our luggage over to walked over to our apartment and met the two missionaries that I'd be living with, and that's how it started.